Hello and welcome to Soul in Balance. And in this video, we will be going over Venus in Partner's 10th house. Now, as always, there are those people that think the house person's more affected or the planet person's more affected. I always think both are affected. It really does come down to other aspects in the synastry and their own birth charts. But I do feel like with this one, I do feel like the house person feels it more. Like, obviously, the planet person will feel all these aspects and what's going on, but it's more meaningful for the house person. Now, with this placement, it's not very romantic. It's not a very romantic place for Venus to be in. It's very much more like a superficial house. So they're not going to have this passion and, like this lovey-dovey atmosphere. Like it might, like if Mars is there or there's aspects to Pluto or Neptune, whatever it is, but just this placement alone with Venus in the 10th house, we can see that this is more of like a superficial kind of relationship that is more professional or more for show, or like a trophy partner, a trophy wife, or a trophy husband, or it's more about the external presence, like how someone looks on your arm when you go out to a business meeting or a business dinner or something like that, or going out somewhere. But it is quite beautiful, like being the Venus, because I've been the Venus in the 10th house for someone else. So Venus does feel this appreciation from somebody who's more with a mature feeling. Even if the person is younger, you will still feel this mature kind of recognition for who you are. But the thing is, I see that the house person sees the Venus person as successful in their field or what they do, what the house person does. So the house person, which is the MC, which is our career, where we feel motivated to put ourselves out there, to be on the world stage, to help, or what we offer to the world. And Venus being there kind of just is like, oh, you really inspire me, like it's your beauty or your creativity or how you're accomplished in this same area. So the house person does have this appreciation for Venus. I have seen other astrologers say that the house person looks up to the Venus. I don't necessarily think it's looking up to. I think they see how accomplished the Venus is in this area and they really appreciate what they offer. It's kind of like, like they just see how it's like a very mutual interest in things and their appreciation for what they've gone through and their knowledge and stuff like that. But I definitely don't see it as like a looking up thing. I think it's just very much an appreciation. But I really see it as the house person respects what the Venus person brings to this area of life, because there's a mutual interest here. There's some kind of interest in the same thing or what they're carrying. So I'd also feel like the Venus person can really help the house person, especially because it's the MC's involved, because it's one of the axes. Like the Venus person can really bring a lot of creativity or money or beauty, to really beautify whatever the house person is doing. And we also really need to understand here that, like I said before, that this really isn't the most romantic house placement. This can feel quite cold sometimes, like when we have like Venus Saturn placements and things like that, whether it's even sometimes the trine, the opposition, the conjunction, the square, or whatever it is, or just falling in someone's 10th house. Like there is that element of cold or like kind of detachment. You can't really get that close to someone. I always kind of feel like the 10th house Saturn and Capricorn is just like a comfy armchair, like they're stable and you have that stability, but there's not really much of that fluffy love stuff, because with Saturn and Capricorn, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of disconnect from feelings. And this is usually a conscious thing because, they don't want to get hurt. you know, so they just always kind of distance themselves from things. So, you know, the Venus person might feel like there's a bit of distance, there's not that close connection that Venus might like. But also this represents like time, you know, like because Saturn and Capricorn and the 10th house represents time and commitment. So, you know, this is a placement where we can see, you know, like commitment, like a long-lasting commitment, because Saturn can either be like the glue, or it can be like the rings of Saturn is like a prison, you know. So there is this aspect of that commitment. And also with this sign, like with Capricorn, Saturn and the 10th house, you know, represents karma, represents restrictions, you know. So there's always something karmic about this placement, you know. So I feel like in some kind of way, you know, like the house person owes Venus that recognition, or, you know, the Venus person owes the house person some kind of help with whatever they're doing. There's some kind of karma here where they need to stay together, you know, to work out something. Maybe it's, you know, a past life dynamic. You know, maybe it could be even a father-daughter past life dynamic thing, but there's always some kind of karma involved when it's the 10th house. Yes, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope that was helpful, and I don't know if I'm going to be doing a Venus in the Houses series. Maybe I will, but I just felt inspired to do this one just from a recent connection that I had with somebody. So yes, I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you soon. Bye.